Convey and convince. While both words related to communication, they have distinct meanings. Convey means to express or communicate something, an idea, feeling, or information. That is, you are simply passing a message or information or an idea or feeling without necessarily changing someone's opinion. For example, she conveyed her excitement through her words and expressions. Whereas convince means to persuade someone to believe or do something. It involves influencing or changing their perspective. For example, he convinced his friend to try a new restaurant. Think of it this way: you can convey information without convincing, but you must convey something effectively to convince someone. Here are some example sentences for each. The teacher used diagrams to convey complex scientific concepts to her students. His tone of voice conveyed his frustration even though he did not say it outright. A heartfelt letter conveyed her appreciation for the support she received. She finally convinced her parents to let her study abroad. The advertisement convinced him that he needed the new latest smartphone even though his old one worked fine. After a long debate, he convinced his colleague to adopt his proposal. Here are some examples how convey commonly used in different contexts. In communication and expression, used when sharing thoughts, emotions, or information. For example, she conveyed her gratitude through a heartfelt speech. In art and creativity, often associated with artistic expressions like paintings, literature, music. Example, the song conveys deep nostalgia and longing. In body language and tone, nonverbal cues also convey emotions. Example, his facial expression conveyed disappointment. Here are some examples of how convince commonly used in different contexts. In persuasion and influence, used when trying to change someone's mind or behavior. Example, he convinced his team to adopt a new strategy. In marketing and sales, businesses use persuasion tactics to convince people to buy products. For example, the advertisement convinced her to try the brand's new skincare lines. In debates and arguments, used in discussions where logical reasoning is needed. Example, she presented compelling evidence to convince the jury. The words convey and convince play distinct roles in literature and marketing, shaping how messages are delivered and how audiences react. In literature, convey is widely used when discussing an author's ability to express themes, emotions, and imaginary. Writers use words, tone, and symbolism to convey deeper meanings without explicitly stating them. Example, the novel conveys a sense of loss through its melancholic setting and subdued dialogue. Convince is used in storytelling when characters persuade or influence one another. It often appears in dialogue, conflict resolution, and character development. Example, the protagonist convinces the reluctant villagers to stand up against the invader. In marketing, convey is used when brands aim to communicate their values, emotions, or unique selling points. Advertising conveys messages visually, verbally, and emotionally. Example, the ad campaign conveys a sense of nostalgia to connect with its audience. Convince is the goal of marketing. Businesses seek to persuade consumers to buy products or adopt behaviors. They use emotional appeal, logical arguments, and social proof. Example, the influencer convinced her followers that the skincare product was worth buying. Think of it this way: literature conveys meaning to provoke thoughts, while marketing convinces people to act.